Hello everybody, MD Polo here. Thank you for joining me. On the table today we have the Shadow Systems CR920. This is not my gun, and I'm actually filming over at Range USA in Carmel, Indiana. So thank you very much, Range USA, for allowing me to film the CR920. Like I said, this is not mine, but it might very well follow me home. This is something for concealed carry, something for deep concealment. You've got, let's just call it as the size of a Glock 43, but it comes with 10 rounds, a 10-round mag. Now, I believe it comes with 2 of them. I should have brought the box out, but it's a little too late now. Also, I apologize for all that white balance bouncing around all over the place. I don't have my normal lights or cameras that I normally have at my studio at home. But the reason I'm interested in this is because I like the Glock platform for my concealed carry, as you saw in my last video. And I've been carrying my Glock 48 as one of my 2 EDCs. But I'm looking for something a little bit smaller. And this gives me a smaller footprint with the same 10-round capacity that I have on my Glock 48. So that's something that is very attractive. The other thing that I like, rather than going through specs and how tall it is and all that, just picture a Glock 43 and you're pretty much there. But what I like about it is the trigger is much better than I felt on the Glocks. So you still have the safety dingus here. But this one, it really does disappear almost completely flat into the trigger shoe. So it's a lot more comfortable to shoot than the regular trigger Glock. Glock trigger. Bleh. You can see it there. And you can see the difference with a regular Glock trigger. And we're talking about the trigger shoe. And what I mean is that normally the safety dingus here, it does not disappear flush into the trigger shoe. So it just protrudes out. And after you shoot it for a while, it's uncomfortable. At least for me, it's uncomfortable. But with the Shadow Systems, it disappears flat. And I'm jumping around all over the place, but let's just look at the trigger since we're here. It's very smooth. You got a little bit of rubbing. I'm not sure if you can hear that. Let me put it next to the mic. But I think that'll smooth out with shooting it. You're at the wall, and it's a smooth, crisp break, and then your reset right there. Very nice. I like it much better than the Glock trigger. Let me show you. You're at the wall, breaks. Just feels better. The CR920 just feels better. So starting at the top, you got a couple different versions of the CR920, just like the MR920, whether you get the Elite, whether you get the Combat. That's going to depend, that's going to give you whether you have the treatment on the slide, the serrations all the way at the top, whether you have the lightning cuts on the sides, the little windows. They all come with the same type of barrel. And there's a fluted barrel, as you see here. You can get it in this color, copper color, bronze, or you can get it all black. Also, they got AmeriGlow night sights. I believe they're AmeriGlow. Should have brought my glasses out. They look like AmeriGlows. They could be Trichicons as well, but I'm not sure. But very nice. I like the sight picture quite a bit. Is the blacked out rear, and it is serrated. And you got the high-vis yellow at the front, which I can spot better than the orange. So I like that quite a bit. You got a nice metal guide rod. 1-slot pick rail at the bottom. Looking at the mag release, you see that it's nicely textured, but it's not ambi out of the box, although you can swap it to the other side. And it works quite well. If you look at it even upside down, come on, focus. When you click it, if I can find it, you see how it jumps? even upside down. It just works very well. It just spits them out. Another nice thing is the grip angle. You're not going to get the Glock grip angle, the Glock hump over here, so it's more, I'm not sure it's quite 18 degrees or anything like that, but it's very, very comfortable, and you can get pretty deep in here. It's got a little bit of a beaver tail there, and you also, excuse me, something's going on with my throat. But so you can get really high up on the gun with the tang of your hand. And the nice thing is you got the texture, very nice texture all the way up the side of both panels. A lot of guns, they just put texture down here or a little bit over here, but they leave that area in the front area without any texture. And also it doesn't have that dumb indentation here that Glocks put on them. So very nice texture in the front, texture in the back. It's the same texture forward on the front, back, and on the sides. So this gun is not going anywhere. It feels very secure. I just really like the feel of it. And on the frame itself, you've got texture, and it's got, if I can see it, it's actually cut into the frame. So it gives you a really nice indexing point, and you have it on both sides. So you got the texture plus the little ledge, and you can really feel it and helps you hold on to it very, very nicely. Just let you walk around. Sticking with a texture, you've got a little bit of texture in the front of the trigger guard. Trying to see which way. No, it doesn't like that light. Well, it's not liking the light at all. But trust me, there's the same texture that you have here. You have it here in the front. There you can see it a little bit better. There you go. It's always a challenge when you're filming somewhere else and not with your own lights. The other nice thing about it is optics ready, as you can see there, and with the typical proprietary, and I believe it is patented, Shadow Systems mounting system. So you can pretty much put any of the micro red dots, and it'll be a direct mount to the slide without the need of a plate. So overall, it brings so many pluses to the table. And you would say, well, it's pretty expensive. Well, yeah, it is. Is it a Gucci Glock? Maybe, if you want to use that term. But by the time you grab a regular Glock, and I know this is not a direct comparison because this is the bigger one, the 48, but this one's got Talon grips, love Talon grips, and this is that dumb indentation that I was talking about. You can see it there. But if you don't want to use Talon grips, but by the time you stipple it, by the time you change the trigger, by the time you change the sights, because this one has Ameriglow sights on it, but by the time you put decent sights on top of it, if you want to do the slide work, but the money you're going to spend in making something like this into something like this, you're going to be spending more than what they're asking for it here locally. I can tell you that because you've seen other builds that I've done with Glock 48s, and I was very near $1,700 spent on that build. And here, almost half of that, you can get a CR920. So this could very well be my next EDC. If it goes home with me, and if I end up putting quite a bit of rounds through it before I'm ready for it, because it would replace. I don't do additions to my EDC. If I change something, it's because it's going to replace something. I don't have a carry rotation. That's dumb. Another nice thing is you got texture down in the mag. So when you're using the mag with the extended base plate, my pinky have a perfect 3-finger grip, which I don't have with a Glock 43. And it is textured with the same texture. Just overall, very well thought of. The one thing is that some people were having problems, reliability problems with this, and Shadow Systems addressed it pretty quickly. and in a manner that I was very proud of them. It just shows you what kind of company they are. But Shadow Systems, what they did, there was an issue with the barrel. And they're calling it the butt barrel because it looks like butt cheeks. And it had, if you have a barrel that has the line going down the center, kind of like where you can see this horizontal line right here, but going down the middle of that's called the butt barrel. If your barrel has that, then you need to my understanding is, check their website, please. But you need to take a look at, take a picture of the serial number and a picture of the barrel and email it to Shadow Systems with your information, and you fill up the form and whatever they need you to do, and then they're going to send you a new barrel. And the way you can tell that you got the Gen 2, if you want to call it that barrel, is because it doesn't have the line down the middle lengthwise, but you'll just see it horizontally like that. So they addressed it in a very fast manner. They took responsibility for it, not try to blame the consumer like a lot of the bigger companies have done, and just making it good to the clients. So I'm starting to just ramble on, but I really like this Shadow Systems CR920. Please let me know what you think of it. Is this something you would carry? Do you own it? Would you pick the Shadow Systems over a Glock 43 or 43X or a 48 like this one? Which one would you carry and why? I look very much forward to your comments. I appreciate your time here with me. Please remember that I upload videos every Friday morning and when I can on Wednesday mornings as well. I'm very active on Instagram, and there you can see what's coming down the pipeline to the channel way before it hits YouTube. So if that's something you like, then please give me a follow there as well. Once again, thank you very much for stopping by, and until the next time, God bless.